time here at the StarCityGames.com Team Open in Philadelphia, part of the SCG Tour, brought to you by Ultimate Guard. Nick Miller alongside our now Team Open champions.
Boom.
Woo. Jeremy Henry, Lucas Michaels, William Lowe. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you, Nick.
You guys were very stoked.
That.
You guys have had some finals appearances and some runner-ups, but now you get to take home some trophies.
Yeah, 3.
And this is pretty notable. This is one of the first Team Opens that wasn't taken down by one of like the power teams, as we were calling it. You guys come in and you slay quite a few of them on the way.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, we beat Lotus Box, right?
Yeah.
And then
BCW,
yeah.
So, talk about this weekend for you guys. I know you started off 1-2 and then just blew through the tournament.
1-2. It was rough. We won 10 more in the Swiss to double draw in, actually with Team BCW, and round 14.
Yep.
And then 3 more here. I started off losing a couple. I won all 7 matches today.
Yeah, you're on a roll.
Your deck was pretty much perfectly positioned for this day 2 meta game. When I looked at it, you had a bunch of Just Guys and things that just could not interact with what you were doing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, on Dredge, Just Guy's great. Death Shadow's great. There was some Tron that I beat, but I felt I had to get lucky to beat that. But most other things seem pretty good.
Yeah, there's that spread.
What about your guys' decks, and how'd you come to them this weekend?
Standard's kind of interesting. Like we still don't really know what it should be. I ended up choosing Sultai because I'm kind of more comfortable with Constrictor archetype, and then I wanted to splash blue for a little bit more sideboard power, negate, etc. And then I like Scarab God and Hostage Taker, so that's how I ended up, choosing Sultai.
What about you?
Well, like my original Miracles deck got banned out, so now I just like want to hate on all these blue decks. Like this Turbo Depths deck does great against them. People don't even sideboard that many edicts anymore, and so like it just ranches. Especially the 4-color decks, those are just, they don't do anything. Like the Delver decks are more difficult, but I still feel very favored. And like I'm fast enough to interact with combo and win probably like turn 3. And people don't play Storm that much in paper, and that's probably one of the not as good matchups. So.
That's one thing we've seen over the last couple of Legacy events. The Turbo Depths Lands deck has kind of risen in popularity. We had one in the top 4 last weekend. It looks very good against all these Delver decks and things that can't really handle it.
Yeah, 2020s are much larger than 3-2s. That's just that's what I always say.
So you guys had to beat your own friend Dylan Donegan's team in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, Dylan's in the car holding all our trophies for us on the way back.
Yeah, he's in the car on the way back.
I don't. Yeah.
But D-Dog's the best, man.
So you get through the semifinals, then the finals come up. What did you think about your matchups across the board?
Because we drew in with them. Caleb told me that Spirits was really good against Dredge. One Rest in Peace is really good. I never played against Bent Spirits because there's only one person in the planet that plays it. So I don't know. I just tried to dredge people. I had an insane brutality, but I don't know. I thought we were dogs. I thought you thought it was bad. Yeah.
I know. I think Delver is very reasonable. Like being on the draw probably makes it closer to even, but I still feel fairly favored. Though of course he is a very good player. So
yeah. I felt like you were favored for your seat, and that like we needed to see the sideboard cards, and then we saw Rest in Peace, and then so it started to get a little dicey. And then I didn't feel favored, but it's still like kind of a mid-range grind for the standard seat. So anything had happened, and everything worked out for me and lined up well, and. So it worked out very well.
Every time I looked at Jeremy's match, it looked like a Phoenix was getting killed and then scavenged that turn.
The tempo swings, it just worked out very well. But on paper, I wasn't super comfortable, but it worked out.
Oh, you guys took it down. What do you think about the standard format going forward? What you saw this weekend compared to last weekend?
Yeah, I guess last weekend was a bunch of Mardu, and I played the league with that on Moto this week and just kind of didn't do well. So I jumped back over to my original plan, which was the Sultai deck. I think going forward, the Grixis mid-range decks will be more popular. Green's okay, but I think Grixis, you've got Scarab God, Glory Bringer, Virtua. It's a great deck. So I think that's where a lot of it will end up.
For Modern, I think Dredge is in a great spot right now. What would you say?
Yeah, what I wrote down on my forum is that Affinity's the best deck. I love Affinity more than anything, but when there's so much Just Guy everywhere, Dredge just destroys Just Guy. Like sometimes they can't even have graveyard hate because they use their graveyard so much, and just make a bunch of guys that they can't deal with. So I think Dredge is really good. You don't want to Dredge. You don't want to see the big mana decks because they I don't like Scape Shift matchup. I don't like either of the Trons. So that's why I sort of think about Dredge.
Already talked to you about Legacy. I think your deck was pretty well positioned. So
And it's going to stay well positioned. No one's dumping their blue decks anytime soon. It's just-
Right, and no one's gonna really start aggressively addressing Vampire Hex
If Caracas
or whatever,
comes
right?
back,
Yeah,
if
sure.
Death and Taxes comes back,
But it'll be ticks, it won't be a knee jerk.
Yeah, Miracles is a very difficult matchup too. I definitely don't ever want to see that deck, and it's getting more popular. So
all right, well, let's wrap it up. What's your guys' favorite moment from the weekend?
I think collectively we just think starting 1 and 2 and being already, next to dead for not even day 2, and
we thought we were going to go exploring in Philadelphia.
yeah, we thought we were going to get a good sightseeing, which would have been cool. But I mean, this is great. So
I like this better.
that's my answer. Just rattling off infinite wins in a row, getting to be with my bros, and
Peeling
having
blood gas
fun.
is pretty cool.
That was awesome.
Haste.
I activated Azcanta a couple of times.
Oh yeah.
Thespian stage your opponents as Kanta activate it with it's fun.
Well, you guys put on a great show. You're champions now. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Going to send it back over to Matthias and Ryan one last time here in Philadelphia.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nick.
Bye.